Okay, so before I ran out of memory there. So yeah, along with these strange substances, he apparently gave me some ferritic carbon metal electroconductive keys that he must have charged, while I wasn't using them with some kind of device. Who knows? Maybe jumper cables or something. And then, I was sick, ongoing living with him. And so on that one occasion, because I was having difficulties with my kidneys, I went to seek treatment in Detroit, Michigan at the Henry Ford Hospital on Grand River Avenue. And, and taking a bus on 4th Street to downtown Detroit, coming from Ann Arbor, there were power lines above me, and these keys were so highly charged that they were pulling at the power lines, and they were making strange howling noises and screeches, and then I was like absorbing heat from these power lines, and a police car. I flagged down a police car and told them about it, and they said they couldn't take me to the hospital, and this was a Detroit police car with 2 officers, and they said that I could sit there and wait for an ambulance to pick me up, but it was Detroit, and it was 4th Street. It was dark, and I didn't want to wait there with these keys and these power lines. So I just told them no, and I just made my way to the hospital on foot somehow, walking mostly on grass there. And so they had me in a special room, and that seemed to help. But when I turned on my tablet while I was in this room, and as it was booting, I experienced a weird sensation in the forehead, my forehead, in which it seemed like fluids were leaking from within my cranium, and then all of a sudden my gums started bleeding, uncontrollably. So I turned, I complained to the nurse, and the nurse told me to turn it off. And then when she stepped outside the room, she said, we're trying to save your life here. And I said, oh, okay. And then they never explained to me what that was about. They must have pumped some kind of gas in that room to bring me back to a normal state, because I didn't receive any shot. They just drew some blood, and then upon my discharge gave me a fifth a cup of orange solution that they said was potassium, because I was low on potassium, and sent me on my way. So, and then I came back here, and then the gang stalking from the University of Michigan students and the Ann Arbor locals became more intense, and now it's almost a year later, and I've been rendered homeless by it and jobless by it, and I've suffered civil rights violations and assault and batteries by the University of Michigan police officers for being on University of Michigan property, as well as some civil rights violations by Ann Arbor police officers. It appears that they're following me in their cars, and they're using their two-way walkie-talkie radio radiation, as well as their what do you call